Hello, everyone, wherever you are in the universe. I'm your host, MJ Ricardio, and you are watching Entertainment Vlog. Well, amid the quarantine, it's almost impossible to do a red carpet event. But let's go back earlier this year. I really had a privilege to attend the Golden Globe Awards 2020. You may be wondering who's in charge of a successful Hollywood event. None other than the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Take a look.
I couldn't be more excited to be here. The Golden Globes are always Hollywood's party of the year.
Got you covered on all things Golden Globes.
It is the biggest party of the year.
It's exciting. So happy to be here.
Everyone, as I told you, we have special guests. What is really going on now to film industry, television? Now, what better way to find out with our special guest, the Executive Secretary of Hollywood Foreign Press and Treasurer of Hollywood Foreign Press. There happen to be two executive producers of Golden Globe Awards 2020. Please welcome, we got Ruben and Janet Nepales live from Los Angeles. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you, MJ, for inviting us. It's nice to see you, even if virtually.
Yes, definitely. I really missed my time in Golden Globe, and I appreciate you guys. It was, you know what? It is the highlights of my year already.
You're not the first one to say that.
Yes. Well,
MJ, it's good, always good to see you. My kabalayan from Pangasinan.
Yes, my gosh. You know what? Amid this quarantine, I wanted to know, how do you guys keep up? I know I've seen so many of your posts on social media. Can you share us a little bit of this?
Yeah, I don't usually cook. I just warm it in the microwave. But now I'm cooking every day and I'm experimenting. Wow. I'm very creative. And I also cut Ruben's hair. That's why he's handsomer.
Wow, I know. It looks good. It's ready for red carpet again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is that like? Did you, usually someone cuts your hair. Now you gave her your full trust to Janet.
Well, as you can see in my face, I've gained many pounds from the pandemic.
You know what?
Because Janet,
that's given. Everybody does. And I'm glad that you are becoming like really a housewife, full-time housewife. So that's amazing. Yeah. So I know. So what else, from cutting the hair of Ruben, you're cooking now. So what else is going on in our community?
We do a lot of virtual interviews since we cannot go out. We're doing virtual interviews with the stars and, meetings all by Zoom or Blue Jeans, like what we're doing right now.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, we do that a lot now. So it's what's nice thing about it is that, you can see us wearing this nice top, but you never know what we're wearing actually underneath.
I know. I'm glad you mentioned that. But yeah, but since I have 10 dogs, so I'm currently here at the garage, which is safer. But yes, with that said, doing the virtual interviews and everything, I know you guys travel globally all year round. Did it, really shock you a little bit because you just stay put in one place?
Yeah, because right now we should be in Cannes. Actually, we already had the tickets and everything. So by this time, we should be in Cannes. So we're missing the Cannes Film Festival, which is the world's #1 festival. But at the same time, it gave Janet and me a chance to just stay at home, which is something very, or maybe drastically different.
Yeah.
Because we're always traveling, we're also out of the house. So I think, in a way, it's also nice to be just relaxed in the home. And I also have a secret book, some secret project.
Yeah, and also we just moved to a different apartment, so
yeah, wow, congrats!
It's our new place, and we're enjoying it. So we're like doing a staycation instead, and
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
well,
we're gonna miss Cinemalaya, which was also canceled in the Philippines. So
I know
it's like by divine providence, MJ, because it happened right before this pandemic happened. So we were able to Marie Kondo, in other words. So we were able to give a lot, throw away a lot of stuff, or maybe give to my people. So we were able to like minimize, and sort of it's like by divine providence we were able to get ready for this pandemic and stay at home because it's like decluttering, and we somehow organize our lives.
Yeah, you're right about that, Ruben, because right after the Golden Globe Awards, I stayed put here in Sacramento. I quarantined myself right away for some reason because I heard about the pandemic already.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that way ahead of time. But with that said, now let's talk about the buzz is all around the social media with the Hollywood with award-winning director Ryan Murphy.
Oh, yeah, we enjoy watching it. We almost fell from the chair when Darren Criss said, "I'm half Filipino," and he said it several times.
I saw that.
We were
That's
so
amazing.
proud of him. We were so proud of him, and also the whole show. And I also got to do a podcast with Patti LuPone, who was very good. She even
iconic Patti LuPone, yes.
Yeah, so I enjoyed interviewing her also, and we did our virtual TV interviews with Darren and the rest of the cast.
So, MJ, back to Darren, just to give our friends maybe an idea for those who have not seen Hollywood. It's a Netflix series, and it's set in the 1940s. Ryan Murphy. It's Ryan Murphy's version of, like a fantasy version of 1940s, because back then there was racism, sexism, homophobia, and all that. So he imagines a Hollywood that's like a revisionist fantasy where there's a happy ending. So Darren Criss, as we know, is Filipino American. So he's like a director trying to make it in Hollywood. And at one scene, he admits that he's half Filipino. So as Janet said, we almost fell off our chair because that's something that's radical. For maybe other viewers, but for Filipinos watching that's something to be think about. It's really radical. It's a proud moment for all of us, I think.
Yeah, and I'm really proud. Yes, go ahead.
I'm also proud that Darren's also an executive producer in this show. Ryan Murphy had trust in him because he gave him a little tips also on how the story would evolve. So Ryan handed him to him the title of executive producer.
That's amazing because I know he won the Golden Globe, he won the Emmys. Now he's becoming a executive producer in Hollywood, and the title is Hollywood. So you cannot get any better than that because you know what? We are celebrating the Asian American heritage this month. So I think it's good to really highlight that this month with this episode. With that said, talk about all the firsts in Golden Globe again. I know we're representing the diversity this year. Aquafina, Bong Joon-ho. Elaborate on that a little bit more.
Yeah, and also remember, we also had Sandra Oh as one of the first Asian female hosts to host the Golden Globe, and that year also Darren winning, and so we were very proud. And Darren acknowledging his mother, Filipino mother, on stage. We were proud of that as well.
And MJ, thank you again for joining us in the Golden Globes. Thank you very much for honoring us.
Yes, it's such a surreal. I was there. I was able to get to see Martha Stewart and the director of 1917. He was there. Yeah, it's amazing feeling with Miss O. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really great because Bong Joon-ho, especially winning, he made history that night with several wins. So I think since you brought up Asian American Month, I think we're on our way. I think that's hopefully that will pave way for more Asian Americans to make it.
Yes, because Dean Devlin, he's doing giving a chance to all Filipinos in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So that's really amazing. They're really making a big difference. We are not just no longer background actors. We are now executive producers. As you guys, executive producer for Golden Globe Awards.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really proud of that. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Talking about TV shows, there's also a Mindy Kaling show that features a lot of Asians in the show, and she also wrote these about her own experiences as well. So we're also proud of like Mindy Kaling or even Raimi Yosef, who also won at the Globes for all these new shows that they have.
The name of the show, MJ, is Never Have I Ever, and it stars 3 Asian American actresses. They're playing teenagers in high school. And also, one nice thing about it is that we were watching an episode once, and then the Asian lead, actually, we didn't even know that he was Asian. Suddenly, also said, "I'm half Japanese."
Yeah.
So imagine
that's cool.
the coincidence. Darren saying, "I'm half Filipino," and suddenly we didn't know that this actor suddenly declared in one scene, "I'm half Japanese."
That's pretty good because, it's finally, because I know before, back in the day, they could just pass for white.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
don't know about it. And now you finally mentioned this in the mainstream media.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing that really finally getting our voice heard. That's timely this time of Asian American Heritage Month.
Yeah.
So with that said,
Mhm.
what is now the future? Are we going to have a Golden Globe Awards 2021?
Well, that's the big question.
Yes.
Because it really depends on the pandemic. Right now, we're having like virtual premieres, virtual interviews, virtual everything. So we cannot say anything until we find out what's going on with this pandemic. So
Yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed, of course, because you never know what will happen with this coronavirus. But we're all hoping that a vaccine will be discovered, and so. But in the meantime, we never know because we really want to ensure about the safety first of everybody. So we'll see.
one thing we did was change also the rules for qualifying for Golden Globe, allowing links to be posted on our calendar, and members can watch the link on the film or whatever on the links.
Yeah, to explain further, because we require movies to be shown theatrically. So now we're also allowing not only the domestic movies, which means American movies, but also foreign films, because there was a requirement for them to show them in their respective countries that they should be shown theatrically. But now with this pandemic, of course, that's not possible. That's why we're allowing them to screen it to us as long as it's screened to us digitally.
I'm going to ask you this. I know with this new generation, what can you give? I know what legacy can you leave with our new generation this time in terms of what you do right now?
Well, I think I serve like inspiration to all the other young Filipinas who are aspiring to be journalists, because, they say journalism is dying, but it's not. We need journalists all the time. The power of the pen is still there. And to be able to showcase all our Filipino talents as well here in Hollywood is a blessing for everyone, So in that way, that's what I want to do, like serve as an inspiration to all young Filipinas in public schools, because I came from a public school. So.
Yes.
In my case, I'll say this in all modesty. I'm saying this in my humble position. Janet and I are just maybe so glad to break some ceilings.
Yes.
And we hope by doing that, we're paving the way for other people. And MJ, you know that I do write about Hollywood stars, talents, and all that, but I always make it a point to all Filipinos everywhere who are making headway everywhere, who are breaking through. And even those who are just breaking through or just maybe showing signs of promise, Janet and I are always usually the first to spotlight these people.
And as you can see in the Golden Globes, Darren acknowledged that himself, which is very rare for a star who's winning an award.
No, that's amazing. It's just he's true to himself and he's giving back to his roots. He'd never forget where he came from, which is really amazing, a sign of being humble. And then also with that said, what else is going on? How do you keep up? I know you guys, I just want to break this. You guys make the noise every 8 p.m. with Ruben.
Yeah, that's true.
To really give, to give honor to our frontliners.
Yes. At 8 o'clock every night, we join the nightly applause. And we're so glad that in our community in LA, there's more and more people are joining us. And to add some Filipino accent, I want to share with your viewers and our friends that at 8 o'clock, Janet does the light, turn
I do
on,
the lighting on and off.
And in my case, I bang the caldero or pot. In other words,
Yes.
That's my Filipino way of applauding, because really, we are very thankful to all the frontliners, essential workers, not only in the medical field, but all the essential workers. We thank you so much for your service. We know that you are risking your lives to save people. So thank you. Salamat. Salamat sa inyo.
I also want to give a shout out to all our Filipino fashion designer friends who have been making masks for all these frontliners and sending them all, donating their time, their energy. So thank you to all our fashion designers who are doing that.
That's amazing. And any words? I know, follow you on social media. Tell them where they could find you and read all your interviews.
Yeah, I can be found in at JR Nepales on Twitter and Instagram at Janet R. Nepales. And I'm also on Facebook with my long name, Janet Susan Rodriguez Nepales.
In my case, I'm on Twitter at Nepales Ruben. So that's NEPALES RUBEN. And I also have a public Facebook page. It's just simply Ruben Nepales. So that's NEPALES again.
Yes, and then you write for Manila Bulletin and Inquirer.
Yeah, I write for Manila Bulletin, and I also write for GMA7 online and do TV for them as well as a contributor.
And I write for Philippine Daily Inquirer, and our friends can now read my articles online at inquirer.net. So that's INQUIRER.net.
And then the magazine, I know I've seen one of them for the Cebu Pacific.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me that I also write for Smile magazine, the in-flight magazine of Cebu Pacific. So anytime you're on board Cebu Pacific flight, right now they're grounded, of course, but I heard that pretty soon they will be allowed to fly again. When you sit down, you see the Smile Pacific, Smile magazine in front of you. By the way, you're encouraged to bring that home. You know, encouraging you too.
I saw J-Lo on that one.
Yes. Bring it home and send it to me.
I also write for once in a while. Also write for Mabuhay magazine of Philippine Airlines. So.
Oh, that's great! I'm just
as really you can see, we're competitors. We're friendly rivals.
Yeah. I really admire you guys. I know I have a lot to learn, but my thing is podcasting, so that's my thing. So. Thank you guys so much for your precious time. I really, really appreciate your time. And I hope for the best for this pandemic to stop so we could see each other again soon. And definitely.
Salamat, MJ. As we say in Pangasinan, salamat di balbalag.
Salamat
we miss you. We hope to see you again in happier times too.
Thank you very much,
definitely.
MJ, for taking time for us.
Yes, don't go away. We'll talk a little more off air. Thank you guys.
Now our show has come to an end. Thank you so much, Ruben and Janet Nepales, for being on the show. Well, I hope you guys learned something amid the quarantine. Until next time, I'm your host, MJ Ricardo, and you are watching Entertainment Vlog. We live in interesting times. Bye, guys.